Back. I have one more what is your why that I want to drop off real quick before I forget about it. And this is it. This is good not just for young adults, but it's also good for older people. Not just for children, but for adults also. I remember seeing this conversation on Facebook about how do you give directions when a person you're trying to get somewhere, when you're trying to get somewhere, and you call somebody to ask them for directions. How do you do it? And they asked whether or not you're a person that says, well, take this street, and you like the name of the street, take just throwing some names out here, probably not even streets that are in this state or city that I'm in. But when you take 7th Street, go to 7th Street, make a right at the light, go down to Belvedere Avenue, turn left on Belvedere Avenue, take you down to the second stop sign, which is blah blah blah, and then and then or the other question was, do you do it that way? Do you tell like street names or however, or are you a type of person that says go down to that McDonald's that's on your left hand side? It's gonna be on the corner on your left hand side. Make a left turn there. Take you down until you see this blue house that's on the corner. You're gonna make a right turn at the blue house, and I mentioned that I'm not one of those people that you can tell me what to look for. Don't tell me to go until I see the billboard sign that says Jack in the Box, and then when I see that billboard sign, there's gonna be a street that's coming up, and it's gonna be a one-way street. And don't tell me that. Give me a street name. And the reason for that is, first of all, when you start talking about landmarks come and go. But street names, that's forever. People don't too much change the name of a street. They may add to it, like in Virginia, when we lived in Virginia in Harrisonburg, this one street, I can't think of the name of it right now, but they changed the name to Martin Luther King Drive. And so, but it still had the other names. So they, but I guess they dedicated that section of the street or however and changed it to Martin Luther King Drive. So for me, if you want me, like for instance, a certain individual called me, wanted me to come get them, no problem. I could come and get you. Where are you? I don't know. That's what it's. How can I come and get you? I know where I am. I'm at home right now. I know this address. How can I come and get you if you don't know where you are? But you're frustrated, but you don't know where you are. Come on now. Give me, and so my response then would be, look at what is around you. Is there a business around? And I'm putting this out here. I'm posting this again. What is your why episode? Because at some point in time, everybody's gonna get lost. But even for children, you need to know the streets are on every corner. On every single corner, when you get to the corner, there is a pole that has a label on it which says the street sign. And the label is two-sided normally. You're going to know at some point in time where you are. Those poles in every city, in every state, there is a corner that should have a pole on it to tell you where you are. I'm the type of person, if I don't know where I am, I will get out first of all. That's also why we have GPS on our phones. If I have my phone, GPS find out where I am. You type in the address of where you're trying to go to, and it will pull up from the satellites in the sky where you are. But if you don't have a phone on you, get to a corner, any corner. Look for that sign that says what street you're on. Once you figure out what street you're on, the next thing I would do is look for a business that is around you. And I would go up to that business if it's open and look for somebody in that business and ask them, what is the address here? What street, what main street am I on? Because first of all, your mail can't get delivered to you if you don't know where you are, if you don't have a location. Knowing your location is important to getting found. Is important to getting found. Knowing your location. Where are you? Where are you? Especially when you're asking somebody to come and get you. You need to know why. Why do you need to know what street you are on? Why? My husband used to get on me all the time when we first moved out here. A lot of times I'd be down in my phone and not paying attention, and then look up and look out the window. Okay, where am I? It's important to know where we are. It really is. And I'm grateful to him for every now and then addressing me with that. He doesn't always get me with that, but now that I'm driving more, at first he was driving all the time, so I really never had to pay attention. But now that I'm driving more, I literally have to look around and see, where am I? And I need to know how to get from point A to point B. I have young grandchildren that are out here. If my grandson Elias, for some reason, ended up not where he was supposed to be, like say they went on a field trip somewhere and with a classroom, and maybe the teachers wasn't paying attention. However, I don't wish this on anybody, but if something like that was to happen and my grandson was to find himself out somewhere and he didn't know where he was, he needs to know, children need to know, adults need to know. Get to a corner, get to a street corner, go to the end of the block, get to a corner, and figure out on one of those four corners, it should be a street sign. And if you don't see a street sign on that corner, you go to the next corner and look for that street sign. When you find that street sign, now you know what street I'm on. If the street sign usually points in a direction, so if the sign is going this way and it has a name on it, that means that street is whatever that name is. If the sign is going this way, that means that street, whatever that name is that's the name of that street. You need to know where you are, first of all. Then you need to, once you figure out what street you're on, you need to look around. And I would not suggest going to a stranger's house. I wouldn't suggest that to anybody, to go to a stranger's house, because nowadays we just don't know. And people are, because nowadays it's really so bad and people are not as trusting, you in a situation where you don't know, you're scared, but they don't know either. And so they might react in a weird way. They might question your motives. Don't do that. Go to a business establishment. Don't go to a person's house unless you absolutely have no choice, and even then, again, go to a business establishment, any business establishment. And when you go in, ask them. There should be a receptionist at the desk, somebody that can welcome you at the desk, and ask the question. Don't be afraid to ask somebody, where is this location? When you go to a mall and you're first time in that mall and you're looking for a certain store, the malls at the front door, when you come in and you walk in a little ways, there is a kiosk, or there's this there's something in the middle that would give you directions, and it would say you are here. If you go to an amusement park, there are different areas where there are stations that you could look at that has a map, and it will show everything on the map, but there also be this pinpoint that will say you are here. And it lets you know where you are, so that if you needed to be able to reach out to somebody to come and get you, you can tell them, this is where I am. Today, with the technology that we have, if you were to tell me, okay, I don't know where I am, but this is the street sign that I see. And then first of all, and you got to stay calm. But if you were to tell a person, okay, this is the street sign, this is what it say on the street sign, I can Google it and find you, but if you just walking, I don't know where I am, I'm just walking, and How am I supposed to find you? So now you want me to get lost trying to find you. Baby, bye. Baby, bye. It just ain't happening. It ain't happening. There's a movie that I like, and I'm going to end with this. There's a movie that I like. It is called Jerry Maguire. And there's a portion in this movie, Jerry Maguire, he is an agent. And I need to find that movie. I wonder if I got that here. So he's an agent, and he's dealing with a football player. And the football player, you know, he's a handful. He's a handful. But Jerry is trying to help promote him. And so they had this big blowout. They was in the men's locker room, and they had this big blowout, and Jerry Maguire just got frustrated. He was like, help me, help you. Help me, help you. Oh, it's getting ready to rain. Help me, help you. And so that's something. What is your why? Why is it important to know where you are? Why is it important to know a street sign? Find a street name. Find a street name. Find a restaurant. If that's all you see, go into a restaurant and ask them what is the location of this restaurant. Because when you're reaching out to somebody and you need them to help you, you got to be able to help somebody else help you. And a part of helping somebody help you is by communicating and letting the person know where you are. It's important to know where you are, and it doesn't hurt anything to ask if you don't know. Well, I gotta go. That's my what is my why as to why it is that I always look for street names, and I prefer the street name as opposed to a location or a landmark. Landmarks don't help me none. Don't tell me the big blue water tower or anything. Don't tell me none of that. Give me a street name. Give me a street name. And if you don't know the street name, go to a corner and find it. If you don't know the street name and you got a smartphone, Google it. Help me out. Help me help you. Amen. Okay. All right. And I'm going to help y'all help me. So keep those questions coming. Help me to even discover for myself what my why is. What my why is. And for you, what is your why? What is your why? All right.